Shalom, shalom. Want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right, this brother Aliyah. This is the voices of the branches. Right, and who we got here?
Khan, this your brother Captain Azarayah, F.O.G, that stands for Fire of God. Khan, definitely glad
Khan,
to be here, man, with the mighty brother.
Khan. Pleasure to have you here, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. So you're the captain of Fire of God, right? Let's tell us a little bit about your camp and where y'all based out of.
So just a little bit about the camp again. It's Fire of God. I joined this organization. It's been a little over 2 years now. Just made 2 years. All praises to the Heavenly Father. I got initially involved with the organization through the brother Azarayah. I used to watch his videos. He was part of the Sakari. He used to be out there with Deacon Akata, the Sakari. So shout out to the mighty brothers in the Sakari. And when I was actually leaving another camp that I was previously dealing with, unfortunately, that happens from time to time. Definitely was no hard feelings with any of that, but definitely the Most High was leading me in a different way. So after leaving that organization, I was, just meditating in the spirit for about a year and a half or so. And then I just decided to reach out to him when I saw, that he was, doing his own thing. So I reached out to him. He immediately hit me back. He said, hey, look, bro, if you want to do the work, man, definitely, I'd love to have you come do it with me. And the brother was like, but look, bro, he was like, hey, you got to work your way up from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm not here to hand you anything. The Heavenly Father, the Lord Yahushua ain't going to hand you nothing either. And look, that was exactly what I needed at that point in time, needed to just, be kind of just build myself back up. So I got with the organization. At that point, the organization was only in Seattle. And then once I joined, we had a camp in Jacksonville with me and the Akim here. And then eventually a few of the brothers that I was dealing with in Baltimore, they decided to come on board. So we have a F.O.G Baltimore camp.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And then a few months later, a couple of the brothers that the brother Osh was dealing with hit him up, and they were in the St. Louis area. So now we have F.O.G St. Louis.
Wow. Okay. So y'all kind of out there right now. Okay.
Yeah. We trying, we trying to build the momentum through the spirit, to definitely give brothers, and sisters, whoever's on fire, man, because that's what the fire of God's about. Is what Jeremiah said, man. It said the word was like what? Fire shut up in my bones. Calm. So then the brother Azarayah, he actually ended up moving to Dallas, Texas, and was doing the work there for a while. So we started F.O.G Dallas, Texas. Right. And then he just recently, actually about 2 weeks ago, he moved back to Seattle. So, of course, it's still F.O.G Seattle, and now it's F.O.G Dallas. We got a mighty brother there named Yashaya, him and his son. And he actually has another son that he deals with too, but he's not quite old enough. But, the brother grooming him up in the spirit. But his next son, he's 17. Right.
Dang, okay. That's
so young lion.
That's mighty. Okay. That's beautiful. So, you wasn't always based out of Jacksonville though. As in you're not really from Jacksonville.
No. I'm from. I grew up in New York. I grew up in Queens, in St. Albans. If you're familiar with the area, Farmers and Linden, it's kind of where people like Nicki Minaj, LL Cool J, Ja Rule, 50 Cent.
Dang.
It's kind of
Wow.
not really all the same area, but it's all kind of close by.
Kind,
Um,
kind.
like Nicki Minaj, she's Southside Baisley. I grew up. Baisley was right there. Jamaica, Queens, where 50 Cent is from. I went to church up on Jamaica Avenue. My brother is a pastor. He's still the pastor of the church I actually grew up in Christianity. First
Wow.
Eternal Baptist Church. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
How was the transition from moving up there to coming down to Florida? Like, how was that?
Um, man. Well, the thing was, I didn't move initially from New York to Florida.
Mm.
I joined the military out of high school, and I was stationed in Virginia. And that's where just a little bit about me. That's where I met my first wife, and I
Mm.
had my oldest son. My oldest son, he's 20 years old.
Kind. Okay.
And then I met my current wife and my daughter's mother. My daughter's 13. I met her there
Mm.
also, and then we moved here in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
2015.
yeah, from
So,
Virginia.
so
Mhm.
question now. So you talked about I just heard you say something about the military. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
one of the things about in this truth, you know what I'm saying, you definitely want to be militant and disciplined in this thing, you know what I'm saying? So what is something you would say you could cross over from the military, as in knowledge from the military, that you can infuse with the truth, as in, like, for instance, in the military we had to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? But in this truth, you got to be disciplined. So what's something that you will take that you say from that?
Man, that is a beautiful question. Actually, me and one of the members of the camp, the elder of our camp too, age wise, Marshall, he was in the Marine Corps, and we talk about it all the time. How the transition from being in the military to being in this truth, coming into this knowledge that some of those aspects, right, some of the things that you learn, especially the discipline, right, but again the attention to detail, right, was one of the things that for me is very important, and things I try to tell these brothers, because when you're reading the scriptures, right, and the Most High is dealing with you through the Spirit, right, a lot of times that's how He dealing with you. It be the little small details, right, that you didn't see the first time you was reading those precepts,
Yeah.
right. The first time you was reading Isaiah 14, right,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the first time you was reading it, you was kind of on cruise control, just
Right. Right.
just okay, right? You were into what was previously going on in Isaiah, right? And you just kind of reading it, but the next time you get into it through the Spirit, right, man, you see all those little things, right? All those hidden gems, so to speak, and that's the attention to detail that you learn from being in the military.
I like that. I like that because that's very key. And you're right. It's very key in the military, paying attention to detail, and you want to make sure, especially when reading these scriptures, that you're paying attention to detail, right? So I like that. So a lot of people, they don't. I don't know. They might notice about you, but I kind of know you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
God,
Uh,
that's right.
prior to, you had a little hand in the music scene, correct?
Yeah, yeah, kind. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, you spilling the beans on the cat, man. A lot of you spilling the
Man.
beans
Hey,
on the cat, man. Probably some of the people who probably watch me regularly, might not even know that one.
see that? See that?
Right.
So, with that being said, as you see the scenes of the music industry, right? Now, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
As you see this thing, when you look at the truth compared to the truth, how
Mm-hmm.
is it? You see the music scene, you see how these different rappers are out here, they're portraying this, they're portraying that, but we see that these things are contrary to the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what's your take on that?
Yeah, Con, and that's a good one because hip hop, rap, R&B, those things are so influential, within, our community, right? So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American community, right? We
Mm-hmm.
really identify with that as a people, mainly because, right, we got no real culture, right, to fall back on, right? It is stripped from us. Um, Kind of like what I talked about in my previous lesson. It's a term for it. It's called natal alienation, right? But if you look that terms up, man, it's just like uh, people being stripped of what? Of their culture, right? Their language, their heritage, their land, right? Of their sense of culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of everything, right? And what the creator of the term, what he went on to say is that this applies primarily to who? To Negroes and Native Americans. Now he left out Hispanics, right? But we know that Hispanics and the Native Americans, they're the same people, right? That's the Northern Kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
right? Salakia, but with that being said, right? I didn't just go on that rant for
Yeah, yeah.
for
Make
no
sure.
for no reason. Look, so the fact that that's been stripped from us, we are. I was saying that we attached to the hip hop so heavily, and that
Mm-hmm.
was one of the things growing up that I attached to. I mean, I love the music, Now I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just take a step back, and I want to say this, right? I do still listen to the hip hop music, but I don't listen to it like I used to, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
as much, right? Now, I respect these men and these women for their talent, but that's as far as it goes because I'm not a fan, a sycophant. They're not my icons or anything like that.
Yeah, nah. We did respect. No, but when you was growing up, especially hip hop was different though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You had people like what's that the dang them I don't wanna butcher their name, but you had a lot of like big names out there where they was rapping about things going on in the community and things like that versus uh they was rapping about things going on in the community versus damaging the community. If you
It's
understand what I'm
funny.
saying.
It's funny because in the era of hip hop that my rib came up in and that I partially came up in, you would say the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hip hop in the 80s, in the late 80s going into the 90s was a little bit different. Things that the 90s when the gangster rap came around, like the NWA, you know what I'm saying, and then the Tupac, the Biggie, and all that, the more gangsterfied rap when that hit the scene. That was stuff you would get clowned for in the beginning of hip hop,
Wow.
right? If you go back and you look at some of the songs by the pioneers, and the message that they were spitting in the beginning of hip hop, is a complete 180, right, of what you would say modern hip hop is, which is braggadocious. You know, F you nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'll fuck your chick, you know what I'm saying? Right? And I
Right.
got more money than you, right? And I'll kill you, right? That's what it's all about. But in the previous era, it wasn't like that.
Salaki. Salaki. That one of the ones I just had to look it up though. But one of the ones I was talking about, like Fight the Power. That's the song.
Right,
Fight
it's
the
gonna
Power.
fight the power, right?
Fight the
Come,
Power. You had Public Enemy,
enemy.
guys like that. Just to name to kind of name a few so the people to kind of know. But yeah, that was a song that I do remember listening to. You know what I'm saying? But these people, like again, like you just said, like, and I didn't even know that being a gangster, you was being clowned for even doing stuff like that. I didn't even know that was a time like because now, like me growing up, that's the cool thing. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, that was the cool thing. Being hard, being gangster. So I didn't know it was actually a point in time where it was actually looked down upon. I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the origins of hip hop, right? But you see, man, that's according to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying, right? The change of the times, right? The turning of the times upside down, right? And that which is good, you know what I'm saying, is going to be made to be evil. You know what I'm saying, and that which is evil It's gonna make it be good, right? So, but you have those things, right? That happen. But that really is initially how it was in hip hop, right? Like you ask most people who listen to hip hop, what are the 5 elements of hip hop? They don't know,
What are the
right?
5 elements?
Right? See that, right? Let's see if I can get them right offhand. Should be b-boying, right? MCing,
Mm.
uh, breaking, uh, I think it's graffiti, and I'm missing one. Salakia.
Wow.
Salakia, what am I missing? And beatboxing. Salakia and beatboxing. That was the last one.
So basically, it was a lot more layers than hip hop than what people actually see it as to be. Right now it's not even layered. It's just crap out there. But it was more layers to it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna shift gears in this thing, right? But that's
Can I,
that's
can
very
I say
interesting.
one last thing on
Of
that?
course, of course, of course. Go ahead, go ahead.
You have guys like Nas, different rappers. They'll tell you like when hip hop was changed to rap, right? Because they don't even really call it hip hop no more. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying, it's just commonly referred to as rap. But what I will say is that for anybody who wants to get in that industry, that
Yes.
industry is the most wicked. The most like I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like my mindset when I was dealing in underground hip hop is kind of what led me to the truth. It's crazy, right? Because as I was starting to deal and get deeper into it, right, and starting to have deals on the table, it's like the Most High would put different information or stuff would pop up from social media. Like I would see like the interview from Master P's manager, where he talked about how the industry is a bunch of homosexuals in it. You know what I'm saying? And how the artists get raped with the 360 deals. You know what I'm saying? And how they slaves. You know what I'm saying, to the record label, right? And how they have these weird initiation parties. And look what's coming out about Diddy, right? It's all coming to the light, right? Like I knew it was true, right? And I've been if you just talk, brothers who know me just talk to me, I would tell them, look, about all of it. It's all true,
It's like it, but I want to say this though. I think what you just said was a very pinnacle important thing because a lot of our youth, that's what they want to do. I had a lot. Matter of fact, I had a lot of homeboys. So many homeboys. I could just name people I just randomly met. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hop in the industry, and that it's great that you actually had a foot in that thing to let these people know, like, hey man, that is not the way to go. But continue on, which I just want to say, man, that is much needed, man. Just for especially because you might have some young men on here that might want to go on that path, man.
Yeah, Khan. So, I have definitely first hand experience, but yes, that industry is not a place. I mean, it definitely need a light shine on it, and that light is being shined on it. But I'm gonna just give a brief testimony on what I went through real quick in the industry, right? So, I was dealing. I had a stable of rappers. I was kind of, as they would say back then, I was kind of getting my Suge Knight, P Diddy on, right? So I was dealing with a stable of rappers and a few R&B singers too, right? And the main artist I was dealing with, I got him a deal through Sony for distribution and also through Famous Records. This was a guy, he had the record label back in the day with all of those rappers in New York like Talib Kweli and Mos Def. He had all of them guys, right? But he lived down in Miami. I formed a new label. It was called Famous Record. He had got us the deal distribution through Sony. But the rapper I was dealing with, right, who we had he was like, we were like partners too, right? But he was a rapper and an engineer, right? He was talented too, very talented, right? So when the deal was presented, when I got the deal, right, presented to us, right, I took it to him he didn't like the terms of the deal, so he didn't want to sign it. So that would have been his shot to get into the industry right then and there, right? Like a major label's distribution deal was on the table, but he didn't want to sign it, right? And it's funny because this happened in 2014, right? That's when the deal was presented to us. I had my wife's her cousin is a lawyer in Atlanta, right? So I had her review the contract, right? She said, "Yeah, this is a standard distribution contract for the industry. It's straight, right?" I took it back to him. I was like, "Look, bro, you gonna sign it or not?" Right? He was like, "Nah, I don't want to sign it." You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, not to even get to the point, because people will probably want to know, well, why did he want to sign it? Because he thought he should get money up front. But bro, you're a no-name rapper. Nobody know who you are. This is your chance for them to back you and promote your stuff and to get you out there. But in his mind, he thought if he could get that, then he could get something else. I'm like, bro, you obviously don't know how this works. You lucky that I even got this for us.
Right.
But anyway, so when that fell through, we kept grinding. You know what I'm saying? I ended up taking a job in Florida, man, because it was going to, just pay me more money, And I was like, look, bro, I'm gonna move to Florida, right, and we'll continue to work. And it ended up when I got here, the company that I was working for, it went under, right? So I was unemployed, and during that time, you know what I'm saying, I was kind of, just really kind of find myself, right? And I started running across videos that I had seen previously about the truth, right? But I didn't take it serious. And that's kind of when I came into the truth, right? Boom, right? But then in that same year, 2016, right, when I came into the truth, one of the main artists I was dealing with, this brother's name was Low Key. His dad, after it fell out with the company I was dealing with, was called Money Ties Incorporated, right? So after it fell apart with that, he moved down to Texas, to Houston, because his dad was friends with the Master P's manager, right? So he moved down there, and he was about to get signed to Young Money.
Dang.
Right? This brother, right? And he was like, look, bro, because I was getting to the point anyway where I had told him, I know I'm kind of bouncing around, but I had told them, like, look, bro, when the deal was on the table, I was like, if any funny business come up, like, bro, because I'm not with this Illuminati stuff. I'm not with sexuality, bro. I'm like, they could keep their money. I always told them that. Right? I wasn't even in the truth yet.
That's real. That's real.
That's real. I was like, look, bro, I told the rapper I was dealing with, his rap name was Knox, right? I told Knox, I told Low Key, I told all of the artists, right, when we would just be in the studio, right? I'd be like, look, bro, real talk, we was, I was smoking then, right, drinking. I'd be telling them, like, but they thought I was playing, but I was dead serious, huh? I was like, look, bro, if they come with some, oh, you got to do this and you got to, get down with the Illuminati and do some weird stuff, I'm like, look, bro, I'm not doing that, all right? I'm like, ain't enough money. But anyway, so the brother Low Key, he calls me one day out the blue, right? And he like, yo, hey, right? He like, man, bro, you won't believe what happened. I was like, what? Tell me. He was like, yo, man, I had moved to Houston. I was like, yo, bro, I know. I was like, you was dealing with your dad's people, right? He was like, yeah. And Young Money wanted to sign me, right? He was like, and my manager, right, reached out to the manager, one of the managers, A&Rs of Young Money, right? And they was like, yo, we want to sign you. They was like, look, bro, they got this party. You got to come to it. You got to come to it, right? They stressed them, you got to come to it, right? This party this night, you know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
And he said that the thoughts of what I told him start ringing in his head, right? And you know how I was so serious. He was like, so he asked his manager, right? You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro, let's call up the Young Money manager, bro. I got a couple of questions, right? Before I just show up at this party.
Right.
Him getting the deal was contingent on him coming to this party for whatever reason, right? Don't that seem weird?
That's that Diddy shit.
Yeah. Right? So he like, yo, bro, bro, I gotta go to. He was like, bro. So they called up the manager, right? He was like, look, bro, do I gotta come to this party? he was like, look, bro, all I'm saying, man, is that, the people who pulling the strings, do kind of speaking in code, right?
Yeah.
Like the people who pulling the strings, control the money, could get you your buzz, get you out there. They want you to come to the party, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just come through and spend the night, right? He was like, yo, what's this about? He was like, look, bro, do you want you want the deal or not? And he was like, nah, bro, I'm good, man. He's like, I ain't coming. He said he called me. And this is the next day after that. He said he called me the next day, was like, yo, bro. He was like, I'm done with that.
Dang, man. See that? Man, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't know when they like they kind of like they took light of what you were saying, but you actually was telling them some real stuff, man. A lot of people they don't understand that about this industry. Like they're gonna make you do things that you don't want to do. They're gonna make you cross some boundaries that you don't want to cross. That's just gonna happen. That, like you said before, you said it's a wicked industry. Now, as we was talking about that, you kind of stumbled upon, or you was talking about you coming to the truth. Mm-hmm. So, what was like? What got you into the truth? What was like that thing that just kind of like I seen this, and now I want to be inside this truth. I want to keep the commandments. I want to do this. I want to do that. What was that turning point?
Yeah, man, another great question too, bro. Another great question. For me, it was I had initially saw videos about the truth, but not like any camps. Probably the earliest was around 2012 or so, right? Mm-hmm. And it was actually Edomite saying that we was the people, right? Saying that we was the people of the book, and I just like laughed it off, like that's interesting, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think so, right? So then, as I previously talked about, I was unemployed for a little while, and I was, kind of watching the videos, and I came across GMS videos, right? Mm-hmm. So I started watching some of Great Millstone and Adam Abbott, right? Mm-hmm. The brother Naquan, powerful brother, the leader of WF5. Watch his old channel, right? And I used to be like, man, bro, look how powerful these brothers is, man, standing out there, you know what I'm saying, right, in the face of the white man, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call them the devil, but I don't like these crackers, right? In the face of these crackers, right? And I was more, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell the truth, right? Because you gotta be honest, right? And I was more watching it for entertainment, you know what I'm saying, than belief of what it was. So now I got to rewind real quick because I told you my brother's a pastor, so everybody knew I grew up in Christianity, right? So I read the Bible when I was a teenager. I wasn't adverse. I read it for myself, not because anybody forced me to do it. I just read it. I was interested in it, even though I always tell people most of what I read in my teenage years, I really didn't understand what I was reading, but I did read the majority of the Bible during those years. So, and I always believed in God, I always believed that there has to be a higher power. But I saw the hypocrisy in the Christian church as a young man, right, as a teenager, right? Like they'll say one thing, but they'll do the exact opposite, right? They'll talk about how, you're supposed to love everybody, you know what I'm saying? And how you're not supposed to talk bad about people, you know what I'm saying? The pastor talk about it, right? But then I hear my mom and my granny, them, as soon as they get home, they on the phone talking about other church members, right? Dang. My granddaddy was a deacon and a treasurer, and they be talking about, the church business at the house, right? I'm a little shorty, right?
Be not a talebearer.
Right, up and down as a talebearer. That's exactly what was going on, right?
It's madness,
right? So it was straight man. Like, bro, these people are a bunch of hypocrites, bro. Everything that like they talk about, they shouldn't do, and then what they would teach me at home, right? Don't be a snitch. Don't be tattletelling. Don't talk about your brother, right? Have some decorum, right?
Right. Where's your decorum?
Where's your decorum at?
Right.
And then later in life, I started going to church with an uncle of mine, and it was called apostolic was the denomination of Christianity, and it was more strict on their doctrine, right? They believed that that the sisters shouldn't wear pants, but they believed like in a oneness doctrine, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot of stuff that was off too,
right.
But they were, and the woman shouldn't be wearing a lot of makeup, you know what I'm saying? And man, you shouldn't be all flash, you should be more humble, you know what I'm saying? So, they had a more, they didn't believe in homosexuality either, right? They preached against that heavy, right?
Yeah. Right.
So, but look, right, at the church, it was a chain, so to speak, or affiliation of churches, right? Just like how the camps are when you got an organization, you have them in different cities, right? Just like a lot of churches do, right? Too, right? So when the head church, you know what I'm saying, we went up there, right, for what they called their convocation, right, and the bishop, right, I noticed in the bishop's choir up there, and his choir director was a little soft,
Yeah. Little.
And there was a few more of them too, running around. And I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, this the bishop. I remember when he came to our church, like, he was all fire and brimstone against the homosexuals.
Right.
But what's that right there? And what about that right there? Goodness gracious, you don't see that one?
Wow.
What is that like, man? These people are a bunch of hypocrites, man. Right? Because honestly, the pastor of the church that I was in, he would say that, he would just say, man, you full of the spirit, bro. Right? And to be honest, they was kind of grooming me. They thought that a lot of people thought that I would be a minister, that I would be a preacher. Right? But I jerked that when I saw the hypocrisy in Christianity, and I was like, look, man, I'm going in the military. I ain't got time for this. So anyway, that's my story with Christianity. Man, so lucky now I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that?
Right.
What was your question again?
So on this question was, what was the turning point that got you into spiritual?
Kind. So that's why I was talking about that, just to build my background in Christianity. Right. So while I was watching those videos, kind of being entertained, right, I started watching a different group of brothers, man. They were these brothers from up in Chicago, right, called Tried and Refined. People may have watched them back in the day. Look, most of them fell out of the truth, but that's irrelevant, right? The brother Azarayah, he was my first teacher, man, and shout out to him. He really helped build me up in this truth, right? Of course, all praise to the Most High. Yahweh was just using him, right, to get me the way the Most High wanted. But I'll give the brother that credit too. So I started watching them, man, and I really like the way they teach, they move, man. They all seem like they was on one accord, and it really resonated with my spirit at that time, right? So one day I'm watching it, and it was really the first time I started hearing the brother break down some of the Hebrew, right? And he was talking about how Hebrew flows like water, right? The language itself, right? Which is true. When you get to learn it, it's easy. It's easy on the tongue to speak, right? Like, it's just the small phrases we say, call all Yahweh by Shem and Mashiach, like it just flows. Right?
Yeah, it does.
Right? It does. Right? So he was explaining how it flows like water, and he started breaking down the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. And like I had never really maybe I never really paid attention to it. I'm sure those other brothers said it, but I just didn't pay attention. But when he started talking about Yahweh, right? I was like, man, right? And he started breaking down what the name means. Like Yah means he, right? How what means in existence or exist. And he started doing more with the, the characters too, right? Explaining the characters, right? He was breaking it down. I was like, bro, like the spirit hit me. And it was like, yo, bro, this is the name of the Most High. That's the Son's name. This the truth. And then, like, I don't like to say, like Yahweh was talking to me directly or something like that. But I had the feeling that, because when I was young, right, I had I told you I always believed in God, right?
Yeah.
So I had prayed to the Most High in my teenage years, probably when I was around 15 or 16. I said, I wanted to have kids. I said, Lord, I want to have kids. I said, if you could give me a son and a daughter, I'd be happy, right? If I could have my son first, then my daughter. By the way, that's what I got. Exactly what I got in that order, right?
Dang. I praise
Right?
Most High.
All right, my son's 20, my daughter's 13. I wanted to have a son to look out for my daughter, right? Look out for a sister, right? And I also not only did I pray for that, but I prayed that the Lord show me one day, whenever in His time, right, what He wanted me to do in this life, right? What He wanted me to do, His work, not what somebody else wanted me to do. I felt like I wanted to do what He wanted me to do. Show me the path, right? Right? Whenever it is, right? I know this Christianity. I knew that wasn't it. I knew that was some nonsense, right? Right. So I just had the feeling in that moment when I accepted, like, yo, this is the name of the Heavenly Father. This got to be the truth, probably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I had the feeling, right, that the thing that I was looking for, right, the path of my life and the truth of His word, really, right? I just felt like that thing. I felt like something was telling me that thing that you were looking for and you asked me for a long time ago, this is it.
Yeah.
Right? And then the Spirit was like, instead of like looking at this as entertainment, pick up the book, open it up, and actually see if what these guys are saying is lining up, right?
Yeah.
Well, I had never really did that, right? I would just listen and watch, hoping that some white people run up so they could get, roared on, right? You know what I'm saying, right? But when I picked the Bible up with it, and I started reading along to the scriptures, and then I started reading it for myself, right? And then, I just realized that, yes, that thing that I asked Yahweh for, this is it. This is it. It was no doubt about it. No doubt, right? So when I heard the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai broken down and what it means, right?
Real fast though. For the viewers, man, because you got some people that might not, you know what I'm saying, know that, man. Tell them what it means. Tell them what Yahweh and Yahweh Shai mean.
Come. So you got Yahweh the Most High, Yah, right, meaning He, right? Because He tells you He is a man of war, right? Right? He gets angry, right? You know what I'm saying? So you got the Yah again, that means He, and the Hawa in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, right? That's how ancient Paleo means ancient. Okay. So in the ancient original tongue, right, you can look up the ancient scrolls. They know that the ancient is the Paleo, right? If you look up, I think it's the Levitical scroll, it's the original pieces that was in the Dead Sea Scrolls of the book of Leviticus, right? It's a small portion of it, right? And it's the same Paleo characteristics that we use in the Lashawan Kodash. And it's called the Paleo, I think it's called the Paleo Levitical script, something like that, right? So in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Hawa means exist or is in existence, right? Because yes, He exists. That's the only way you can really define the Most High, is that yes, He is out there, He exists. You can't put nothing else on Him but that, right? That's literally what His name means. He's there, right? He's in existence. All right. Then His Son, what did He told you, right, in Deuteronomy 18:18, that what I put my name in Him. So the Most High's name is literally in Yahweh Shai's name. Yahweh Shai. So Yah meaning He, Hawa Shai, right? He saves, right? So He, unlike His Father who is in existence, right? But He is the Savior. He is, so it means He saves or He delivers. All right.
There you go. Okay. Khan. The water. So there you have it. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means, right? So now what would you say your journey has been like in this truth?
Man. Yeah, look, man. People on the outside looking in, especially when you're, first trying to, deal with a brother or sister and, get them to understand who they are and to potentially come into this truth. They may think that, man, this is hard, man. You mean you got to keep all these laws, statutes, and commandments? I can't lie to you. I found, as the Lord Yahawadah said, that this yoke is easy and this burden is light from when I was out in the world.
Right.
And that's just the honest to God truth. Now, with that being said, has it always been easy? No, it hasn't always been. Why? Because Yahweh chasing those that he loves. He gonna put you through it, right? Especially if he choose you to do, the important work, man, of fishing, you know what I'm saying, for those lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? Mm-hmm. He gonna put you through some things to see if if you gonna be loyal to him. Again, he chasing them that he loved, right? He put you through that iron furnace, right? And you come out like pure gold, right? So that's what he does to everybody. So when I first came into the truth, I was unemployed, but shortly after coming to the truth, I actually found employment. But there was another time around 2018 where me and my wife was actually both unemployed for a little stretch. I believe I told you about this.
Yeah.
I mean, they were putting eviction notices on our door, man. They was ready to take us to court to get us up out of our house, We don't really got no family here, because we moved here from Virginia.
Right.
I was like, man, what have I done? I done brought my family down here and got us in a real jam, right? But I just, prayed to the Heavenly Father. I was like, whatever your will is, I know that's what it's going to be, but I'm not going to fold and stop doing your work. I'm going to just go harder, right? So I just put my head down and I just started going harder in the truth, started studying harder, right? And I swear, man, look, man, I know you how it real, man, because like I said, they was going to kick us up out of this house. Oh, man, we maxed out all our credit cards, everything. And then, man, it seemed like when we were at rock bottom, me and my wife trying to figure out what we're going to do, family members couldn't help us, right? It would like stuff would come in the mail. Like I had money in accounts, 401k accounts that I didn't know about, right? Thousands of dollars, right? I had one. My wife ended up having one, right? Then we got approved for like grants for them to pay our light bill for like a year, 2 years. They put like $3 grand on it, right? Then stuff we had applied for, right? That initially we thought had got denied. They called us back, said we ended up approving y'all, right? On the back end, they tell us, and they were telling us that the check to pay our rent was on the damn way, right? So, like I said, even though we done already got the money from out the 401k accounts that me and my wife both didn't know we had, right? Through through different employers, right? Like, so the Lord, that's how he worked practically, man. He had them things come like not when we would have wanted it and spent it, when you need it. That's what Yahweh do. Like people think like Yahweh don't work, man. Of course he still do. You people just don't understand how he worked no more.
Facts.
Right? And he only working with those who keeping his commandments, by the way, too. Because what does John 9:13 say? He only hear the prayers. He don't hear sinners' prayers.
That's right. That's right, man.
So last thing, this walk, he gonna put you through it. So after that, man, after coming through that, I would say still been a few bumps in the road. You still have your hard times, but Yahweh brought us through, and my family through, and me personally through, out on the other end, glorious, man. So I give him all the praise, the glory, and the honor, man. So anybody brothers looking, sisters looking to come into this truth, take my testimony, man, that there may be some hard times, man, but you'll definitely come out on the other end, man, shining, man, like like pure gold, man.
Con,
You trust him.
con,
Con.
con. Okay.
Mhm.
So now you are and that's a beautiful testimony through too as well through the spirit, right?
Con.
So
Con.
you are a captain, you know what I'm saying? You're the head of the camp in Jacksonville. What
Con.
would you say is a important part in being a leader, being over somebody? What would you say is very important?
Yeah, consistency, right? I would say consistency in this is very important because the brothers and sisters too, right, who you dealing with, man, if you're a leader, man, they got to definitely see if you say you're going to do something, you're going to stick to it, right? If you got a schedule, you're going to stick to it consistently, right? If y'all got a time y'all going to get together and do the work, you're going to stick to it and do it, right? Because our people can kind of been conditioned to be kind of lazy. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's not that we're lazy people, but in modern times, man, like brothers be like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this, the generation, you know what I'm saying, through the decades, right? They've gotten more lackadaisical, right? As
Right.
time has gone on. So I would say that's important, right? Because you are a soldier, right? Right?
That's
Scriptures
right.
tell you that, right? To be a good soldier, right?
Yeah.
And you a soldier in the army of the Lord, right? Okay. And it says that what Yahweh is what? Raising up, right? An exceedingly great army. Right? Tell you
Right.
that, right? In Ezekiel chapter 37, right? The valley of dry bones. Right? So like
Facts.
38, right?
37.
Oh, so like 37, right? Right, but it tells you that he's raising up an exceedingly great army, right? So you are a soldier. So consistency is very important. And then I also, along with consistency, I would say patience.
Hmm.
Consistency and patience. And why is patience so important? Because we live in a society where everything is like microwave, like everybody want it quick. You know what I'm saying? Quick solutions, right? But it don't happen like that, especially in the truth. You don't come in the truth and know 10,000 precepts in every breakdown, man. You got to build up. You got to be
Yeah.
patient with this thing,
Huh.
right? And
Huh, that's right.
what does it tell you in James? What does the James, the brother of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, what advice did he give in his epistle, right? But by the way, it's only written to the 12 tribes of Israel, by the way,
Huh.
right?
Con.
Right. That being said, right? So you
Right.
back created, right? But what advice does James give about patience? He says, right, that you first of all you count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, right? So
Mm,
when you're going through it, what we was just talking about, right?
mm,
When you're going through it, you count that all joy, right? Knowing what? That the triumph of your faith, right? Your faith in the Most High Yahweh and His Son
mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shai, right? And His testimony, right? And then that you got to keep these commandments, right?
Right.
When you get tried, right, to see if you can endure in that, right, that you know that the trying of your faith uh is going to work in patience,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when you go through that, right, which I went through, and it did, right? When you look back on it, I think about that, it did make me more patient, right? Because I understood that things happen on Yahweh's time, not on my time,
Yeah.
right?
Facts. That's right. That's facts. That's facts.
So again, the trying of your faith worketh patience, right? And what does patience do? So Paul, James goes on to say, let patience do what? Patience have her perfect work,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So that you be what? Complete,
Con.
wanting nothing. That's how
Con.
you get the completion, wanting nothing. That's how you become perfect. Like Yahweh Shah said, right? Be ye perfect as what? Your Father in heaven. If you want to be perfect, you got to first master patience.
Yeah, that's right. That's facts. Facts. And that's I think that's a big thing that our people lack in in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Just in the so-called Black Hispanic Native American community, because we want things right now with that moment. Especially in this truth, we gotta definitely practice patience because sometimes a a lot of people, they want all hell to break loose right now. You know what I'm saying? They want that they want to be that leader right now,
Right.
that woman right now. But like you were saying though, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be patient. This thing, you just gotta build up. You gotta wait on the Lord. And sometimes even when it comes to like different afflictions, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Mhm.
be patient in that moment. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because the Most High, he just waiting on he waiting. I mean, not you gotta wait on the Most High because he have
Mhm.
a time, like you said, for he has a timing. Everything on his timing, not
Yes.
our timing. So
Mhm.
everything is all aligned with the time of the Most High. We just gotta be patient until
Mhm.
his timing, right?
Right.
So that's a beautiful thing. So I'll say this, man. We all have a past in this thing, man. We all came from different different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? What would you say a way or aspect that the truth has changed your life?
Oh man. In the biggest way, the truth has changed my life is, oh man, probably just the self destructive practices that I was into. The drugs. You know what I'm saying? The drinking heavy. You know what I'm saying? And the and I'm gonna be honest, the womanizing. And the way I dealt with my rib. Um, those are some of the biggest things that I'm grateful for, right? And what that translates to is me actually being in better health, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than I probably ever have been. Like, I'm sure you probably get it too. Like when people talk to you, they might be like, "Man, bro, you seem so radiant, so youthful." You know what I'm saying? And I'm a I'm an old nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably older than most people. I'm probably like a lot of the leaders in Israel right now. I'm probably older than a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, or at least I'm around the same age. I mean, I know I'm older than Naquan.
yeah. Naquan,
I'm older than Deacon. I'm older than Gorilla
Chief.
Hebrew.
Yeah.
I'm older than the
uh,
leader of. I mean, I'm the captain and number two in my organization, but the brother Ashra Khan, I'm older than him too. You
yeah,
know,
it's a lot of young leaders in the truth. So yeah,
and that's powerful.
that is powerful.
That's powerful. And I look and I be like, man, am I this old cat? You know what I'm saying? But then I look, I'm only a few years older. Well, I mean, I'm almost 10 years older than Gorilla Hebrew, though, for to be honest,
Dang.
So
So I
uh,
question, how is that though? You know what I'm saying? Being an older guy, but being amongst a lot of young men that's literally on fire and blazing, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
For the Lord, as you know what I'm saying, it's actually standing up in leadership. How is that like from a perspective of an older man?
Man, it's energizing, to be honest, man. And I tell these brothers, man, because I look and I'm, man, like, I mean, there's brothers in the camp here, man, that I'm 20 years their senior, man, and
Yeah.
it's like, man, that is crazy, and it really it keep me, youthful, it keep me motivated, man, it keep me and more enthusiastic, man. And then it keeps my spirit, revved up and on fire, man, to see these young brothers, man, and how, because the scriptures say, don't let no man despise your youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you look, Yahweh like to start dealing with brothers generally when they're of a younger age, right? Now I've been in the truth going on a decade now. I mean, I was younger when I got in, but I wasn't super. I was over 30. You
Yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was damn. Basically, people say middle aged,
Right.
right? When I came
Yeah,
into the truth, you
yeah.
know. So again, man, it keeps me youthful because most people don't even believe that I'm over 40. You know,
Yeah,
most people,
I didn't even think I wouldn't
right?
even think that. Well,
Right?
you said you had like a son that was like 22. I'm like, man, he might be he a little up there. You know what I'm saying? But that's all praise though.
And you met my rib too. And most people, when they meet her, like she'll be 50. She turning 49 this year, right?
Dang.
50. And you met her, like
Yeah.
who would believe that? Right?
Hey man, it's in our genes, man. You know what I'm saying? It's in our genes. It's in
Hey,
our
look,
genes.
man, the most
So
high. the Most High said that Jacob, he would be perfect. When you look that word perfect up in the Hebrew, man, it's plain, Salakia. You look that word perfect up, plain up, that means he would be perfect, right?
I got a
Complete.
question. So for those brothers that's striving to be a leader who say, well, hey, I would like to be a leader someday, or I like to be over a camp or do whatever, even to be a teacher. What would be some advice you would give a young brother or any brother?
Right. I would first tell you, don't. I know it's hard to say. The Lord will give you the desires of your heart. Now, if you're doing it for the right reasons, because you really want to be a good teacher, you want to help the community, right? You want to help seal up the elect, and get our people back on top, right? And help usher in our kingdom, because it's within us. Then I would say, fine. You know what I'm saying? Desire to be a teacher. But the first thing I would say is, don't desire to be that. Right? Just desire to keep Yahweh's law, statutes, and commandments, right? And have the faith in Yahweh Shai, and be the best brother to your brethren and your sisters you can be. And do that wholeheartedly first. And then let Yahweh exalt you to where he wants you to be. That's what I would say. Because, look, when I came in the truth, I didn't know if I would be a good teacher, like on the streets and teaching lessons and stuff like that. Like, I didn't know. I just asked the Lord, look, if I could be the best reader, I'll be the best reader, right? If I be the best precept finder, I'll be the best precept finder, right? Whatever my lot is, I'm gonna be the best at it. And that was my mindset. And then, just kind of over time being diligent, it kind of just happened. Like, I didn't want to exalt myself to be some teacher. It was kind of circumstance where I was the only person here in Jacksonville really that I knew. And then I started dealing with brothers. We were talking about the truth, and they was like, yo, let's go out here and you just teach, bro. And I was like, me? Like, what? One of my partners, the brother named Nehemiah, right? Shout out to him. He lived down in Tampa, right? He was like, bro, just, you teach. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, I'll go out and teach. But then when I ended up getting with a camp, you know what I'm saying? And the elder of that camp, you know what I'm saying, was like, yo, bro, like, man, you got what it takes to be a teacher, man. You diligent, you study, you learn, man, you can do it. And I was still like, bro, I don't know, right? So I real quick testimony, the first lesson that I ever went out to teach live camp was, I still have it too, right? Saved, was on Halloween night 2018, I believe, 2019. That was the first time. So see, and look how long it took before I even went out there and was like a lead teacher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I studied and just jump off the porch like, oh, I'm ready to start roaring on it. No, you gotta get built up. I'll be patient. But yeah, that was the first lesson that I taught. And I'll never forget, I was so nervous, So I called my elder and I was like, bro, what advice you got for me? He was like, look, bro, just have confidence, man, that our people, the stewards of this text, don't nobody know it as good as you. You know what I'm saying? And if there's something that you don't know, you know what I'm saying? You should be in the spirit. How we're gonna give it to you, right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro. He was like, so just go out there, and be confident. And honestly, he was right. I just went out there. I was nervous when I first started. The first person I talked to, I was nervous. But by the time I was talking to him, all that went away through the spirit. And
all praise.
Basically, man, your brother been running ever since.
God, all praise the Most High, man. So, you got a podcast as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So, brothers and sisters, definitely get at the brother Azarayah Fire Guy. He have his channel too. He do mighty lessons as well. What is some things before we hop out of here? What are some things or some things you would say you got coming up next? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got unity camps. You know what I'm saying? What's something big that our people have looking forward to when it comes to Azariah and the Fire of God out of
Yeah.
Jacksonville?
Con, in the near future, I'm gonna be visiting. So if you in this city, I'm gonna be in Memphis in June.
Mm-hmm.
June, the weekend of I believe it's the 13th, 14th, and the 15th, or even the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. I'll be in Memphis. F.O.G. We're gonna be there. Be doing a live camp there on that Saturday. All right. That's the next major thing that we have as an organization, man, that you can look forward to. So it's going to be myself, and then the brothers of our St. Louis camp. They're going to come down to Memphis too, and we're going to try to do a unity camp there. I'm not going to say who it's going to be with because I can't say yet. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Okay,
But
okay, okay.
I'm hoping, but I'm hoping and praying, man, that we can get it together, man. It's a camp that everybody know, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I can't just throw them out there
I
without
got you.
having
I
it
got you.
confirmed.
Respect, respect,
Okay,
respect,
respect.
respect.
But that's what's next. And then me and the mighty captain from the Voices of the Branches, we're gonna get together and get something done, of course, too, with my brother Bam from No Cap. So
Lord willing, man. We did. Hey,
oh,
Lord willing,
Lord.
some things. Hey, man, some things shake up, man. But man, it was a pleasure having you on here, man. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua for having you on here, man. So this the brother Azarayah Fire God, man, and I think it was very lucrative. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a lot of beautiful subjects and things like that. What was something that you'll leave to the brothers and sisters before you hop off?
Con, look, before we go, man, I want to say this, man. Shout out to you, brother. You know, for having me on. You know, your podcast, man. The water definitely gracious to you for having me. And then again, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. If I could say anything, last thing I want to leave everybody with is we in the fourth quarter, man. You know, we deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to say 2 minutes left on the clock, whatever analogy you like to use, right? I would say if you in this truth, man, stick in it, man. Endure, man. Just hold on, man. We almost home. All right. That's most important. And then secondly, man, if you're not in this thing and you hearing about it and it's resonating with you and you like, oh man, I don't know. Like, you know, I see because a lot of our people have heard this truth, right? And they'll tell you, oh man, when you out teaching, oh man, I know I'm an Israelite. I heard that before, right? And you be like,
Yeah,
well, what tribe you in? Well, I don't know what tribe I'm in. You know, I just heard we were the Israel. Look, man, if you one of them type people who just watch the videos, right? Kind of follow the movement, so to speak, right? Look, man, don't get caught slipping with your pants down, man. Make haste, man, and come into it, right? Become fully ingrained into the organization and start keeping the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, all right? Because Yahweh could come and take your life before you know it, or the end could come, you know what I'm saying? And you be always in that mindset, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, all right? Until it's too late to do it tomorrow.
Right. Kind of. Make no turn to the Lord.
All right, man. Look, just turn to the Lord, man. That's why the Lord, Yahweh, that's why he said that take his yoke upon you and learn, right? Learn to him, right? He said his yoke is easy, right? His burden is light. This is a much lighter burden than all of the cares of the world that you got to deal with.
That's true.
Like, if you're a sister out in the world, like, and you come into the truth, right? Look how much less stress you got to deal with for real. You don't got to deal with the expectations of the world's beauty standards, right? Or how you got to take 1,010 hours to get ready for you to go out dressed like a whore and to get objectified sexually, right? The whole time, right? Damn near raped while you walking in the Wawas.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? You
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
gotta worry about that, sister. Brother ain't even gonna approach you with that energy. When you come out, you got on a dress, or depending on, you might have brothers, don't believe the sister gotta wear a dress, but she'll be dressed modestly, right? Right? You dress modestly, you got your fringes, maybe you got a head wrap on that day. You know what I'm saying? Right? You got your Z's or your fringes, right? You're not gonna get approached like that. See that? That's why this burden is light. You see? Before, you go out and you hear these sisters be saying, I have sisters tell me, man, I just hate going to the store because these niggas always got something to say. But look how you dressed though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? My wife, she don't ever come home talking about how some dude was disrespectful to her. Does your
Just
real
kind
come
of,
home like that? Huh?
oh no, heck no. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It just goes into what when you come in this truth, you attract a certain type of energy, especially if you sincere and you moving in a certain type of way. Because a woman that's sincere, she's gonna display herself in a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna bring different energy versus a woman that's not in truth, that's in the world. She's gonna display herself in a certain type of way, and that's gonna also bring different energy, right? And that energy a lot of time is niggas staring at her. You know what I'm saying? Hey, ma, what's up? You know what I'm
yeah, what's
saying? You know
up?
what I'm saying?
Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah, yeah.
looking
All
good.
kind of stuff.
Like,
You know,
I'm trying to see what that thing doing and all
right?
that. Whatever a brother
Yeah.
might be saying. So,
So yeah, so that's that, man. So man, again, man, all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua for the mighty cap, man, of fire God, man. So y'all check them guys out, man. Mighty brothers, man. If you got F.O.G, we said F.O.G, Jacksonville, St. Louis,
mm-hmm,
Dallas,
mm-hmm.
in
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, well, y'all, hey, Lord willing, y'all, but Lord, increase y'all more and more, man, and y'all
Hey,
continue to
Con, man.
grind.
Hey,
But
hey, look, man. The same to the voices of the branches, man. You know how we roll.
the Voice of the Branch, that's my podcast.
Oh, Con,
Yeah. So on the camp name is New Wine Congregation of Israel, but
Con.
Voice of the Branch, that's my
Salakia,
podcast.
Salakia on that, my brother.
Nah,
But
you good, King. You good, King.
my hope and prayer always. We haven't done a camp. I know y'all kind of like renamed, rebranded the organization. All praise to the Most High for that. We haven't been able to get together since then, but I'm definitely looking forward to that, dear my brother.
Lord willing. I'm definitely looking forward to that too, though, man. Yeah. We'll talk though, King. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying? We'll
we
talk.
gonna talk, Kai. Hey,
Con.
I appreciate you coming through. Hey, and look, y'all can find me on Facebook under my name Azarayah Ban Yahawadah, on Instagram Fire God Hebrew Israelites, and that's the same name on YouTube, Fire God Hebrew Israelites. You could type in Fire God Jacksonville, and all the rest of the pages will be connected on the community tab there. And then also the brother Ashra Carr, Fire God. It'll just be Ashra Carr F.O.G. You can find him on YouTube too. So, hey, like, share, and subscribe. All right,
All
family?
right. Y'all hear that? Like, share, subscribe, and then I'm gonna drop your tag in here too as well.
Come.
So with that, man, Voice of the Branches, Shalom.
Shalom.